There's also some splits happening within Europe, though. That is, we see, well, Macron, he's very consistent as well. Again, for years, he was making the point that we need to also have a security architecture that takes into account Russia. So we can't afford to create a Europe without Russia, because this will become a Europe against Russia, which is, well, evident today. But at the same time, he has no problem with, over the years, of expanding NATO, building a huge Ukrainian army to as a proxy against the Russians. He doesn't seem to want to do any diplomacy. And then suddenly now things switch a bit. He says that we should perhaps begin to re-engage Russia and talk about European security. And so now he made another speech saying that why? Well, on the 6th of January, the Europeans will meet, and once a peace agreement has been reached, we will give hard security guarantees to Ukraine to defend it against Russia. Well, that kind of prevents any peace from happening. So where do you see Macron on the map? And there's also been this talk that is splitting a bit from the Germans in terms of how he acted during the efforts by Merz to steal the Russian assets.
Well, it seems to me that if flip-flopping were an Olympic discipline, Macron would be an undisputed gold medalist in the world. But I think it's very interesting that he recently changed tack kind of in favor of having an understanding with Russia, because he said, well, maybe, Russia is not really an enemy, but a rival, and maybe the war with Russia is not inevitable, and we need a new security architecture for Europe, and we have to take into account Russian security considerations, which basically is completely compatible with what Trump and Putin have agreed to in Anchorage in August. So I thought that was very interesting, but it's not just Macron. We've seen a number of European leaders who were formerly among the leading war hawks who suddenly changed tack in just the last maybe week or two. One of them was the German defense minister, Boris Pistorius, who was, one of the greatest war hawks who wanted to supply Storm Shadows what are the German missiles called? Not Storm Shadows, but the Taurus.
Taurus.
The